Salt Bae went from being one of the biggest internet sensations, famous for his signature salt-sprinkling flair and rubbing shoulders with A-list celebrities at his steakhouses, to becoming a global embarrassment. From setting his customers on fire to getting kicked out of the Champions League final, being sued by his own staff for stealing tips, shutting down nearly all of his restaurants due to plummeting demand, and becoming a meme of desperation rather than success, his downfall has been brutal and bizarre. So how did Salt Bae go from seasoning gold-covered steaks in viral videos to shuttering empty dining rooms worldwide? There's a lot to unpack. His most recent embarrassment came at the Champions League final. Salt Bae wasn't invited. He wasn't on the guest list. But that didn't stop him. He showed up anyway, dressed like he was walking a Milan runway at midnight, wearing a full tuxedo and sunglasses, as if he was attending a rooftop fashion show, not a football match. Security took one look at him and immediately blocked his entry. Unlike past events where he would do his little salt flick in front of celebrities and slide away unnoticed, this time, the security was done playing along. Fans online celebrated the security team like they'd just scored the winning goal. Salt Bae tried to save face, lingering around the venue, signing random autographs and pretending like he was supposed to be there. But the damage was done. He later went online denying he was kicked out, saying he was just passing by. Right. Because everyone just passes by major UEFA finals in formal wear and designer shades at night. The thing is, this wouldn't have mattered if it was a one-time stunt. But Salt Bae's entire brand has been slowly collapsing for years, and moments like this are just proof of how far he's fallen. In 2022, when Argentina won the World Cup, Salt Bae somehow got himself onto the pitch after the final whistle. As players were crying, hugging, and celebrating history, he pushed his way in like a cringy wedding crasher. He grabbed Messi's arm for a selfie, posed awkwardly with the real World Cup trophy like he was part of the team, and took pictures like he was the 12th man. FIFA was so appalled by the stunt, they launched an investigation and banned him from all future official events. That was the turning point. The internet collectively decided that Salt Bae was no longer funny or cool. He had become the human embodiment of trying too hard, overexposed, out of place, and completely out of touch. And while his ego was flying sky high, his restaurants were falling apart. Let's talk about the numbers. His flagship London location reportedly saw a 50% drop in revenue. Reviews were brutal. Prices were outrageous. And the food? Bland. One customer in Boston paid over £600 for a gold-covered steak and left still hungry. The gimmick was wearing thin. Eventually, they were offering £39 lunch specials just to fill empty seats. One restaurant was closed down for safety violations. Others, like the ones in New York and Miami, shut down amid controversy. Even in Dubai, where his brand once thrived, his reputation took a nosedive. One food critic said, "The service was great, but we were the only ones there." That says it all. Salt Bae's biggest mistake wasn't just being cocky. It was greed. He once bragged on social media about a $140,000 restaurant bill, featuring gold-covered tomahawk steaks, absurdly expensive wine, and a tip large enough to pay for a college degree. It was tone-deaf and arrogant. And the worst part? The food wasn't even good. The gold leaf? Totally tasteless. You can buy the same stuff on Amazon for $10. But Salt Bae slapped it on everything and charged thousands, using flashy gimmicks to hide culinary mediocrity. Eventually, even wealthy customers stopped buying the act. Behind the scenes, things were even more disturbing. Former employees claimed his restaurants were run like dictatorships. He allegedly took 3% of workers' tips and fired anyone who stood up to him. In one lawsuit, employees described Salt Bae as a boss with a god complex, someone who humiliated staff, confiscated passports, and ignored labor laws. For workers who confronted him about stolen tips were fired and took him to court for wrongful termination. These weren't just missteps. This was a pattern of abuse and exploitation. And then came the fire incident in Istanbul. During one of those flashy tableside fire shows, things went horribly wrong. A flame stunt went out of control. For customers were literally set on fire. One Russian model suffered third-degree burns on over 35% of her body. What did Salt Bae's team do? They reportedly deleted the security footage and pretended it didn't happen. No apology. No compensation. Just pure negligence. He created a brand that was supposed to be an elite dining experience, but when things went wrong, he acted like none of it mattered. During a global food crisis, when millions were struggling to eat once a day, Salt Bae was filmed hand-feeding Venezuelan dictator Nicolas Maduro $1,000 steaks like some sort of Bond villain. The backlash was instant. Protesters surrounded his Miami restaurant. But Salt Bae stayed silent. He even posted a bizarre tribute to Fidel Castro just before opening a restaurant in Miami, a city home to one of the world's largest Cuban exile communities. How are you that tone-deaf? It's like he went out of his way to offend people. Google is free, my guy. And the stories just kept getting worse. One customer claimed he was served a $1,000 gold steak he never ordered. When he tried to dispute it, Salt Bae's staff called the police. The man ended up paying just to avoid jail and posted the entire ordeal online. That's not fine dining, that's outright scam artistry. Now, Salt Bae's reputation is in shambles. His follower growth is at its lowest point since 2017. Engagement on his social media has dropped over 70%. He's getting roasted in every comment section. His restaurants are losing money. His brand is a punchline. And he's become the kind of meme that doesn't even know it's a joke anymore. He still posts like he's the king of luxury, still twirls knives in slow-mo, still poses dramatically on cliffs, but no one's clapping. No one's impressed. The illusion is dead. Salt Bae didn't collapse overnight. It happened gradually. Drip by drip. Steak by steak. From awkward cameos and inflated prices to abusive work environments and outright scandals. He was never just a chef, he was a performance. A meme with a restaurant empire. But when the meme stopped being funny and the food stopped being good, there was nothing left but ego and glitter. And when all the glitter falls off, you're left with someone who never really had the talent to back it up. If Salt Bae doesn't seriously change, he won't be remembered as a culinary icon. He'll be remembered as the guy who sprinkled his way into the spotlight and then couldn't stop until it all crumbled. He had the chance to build a lasting legacy. He could have opened legit restaurants with great food, humbled himself, and played the long game. But instead, he wrapped steaks in gold foil and charged people thousands while treating his staff like disposable props. That's not innovation. That's delusion. He thought he was untouchable, running onto World Cup pitches, disrespecting his own team, and endangering guests in fire stunts. All because he believed his fame made him immune to consequences. But the truth is, fame without substance always fades. And Salt Bae didn't just fade, he burned out.